Hello to everybody out there. I'm here today because I really want us to look into these two terms. The first term we have is physiology, and the second is anatomy. But I will stress so much on the anatomy aspect because people get too confused when they hear of the term anatomy. Now, when you look at anatomy in its origin, ana means apart and tom means cut. And when you also look at dissection, dis means apart and sect means cut. So anatomy is the same like dissection, and that is why for you to have a better understanding of anatomy, there must be dissection. You know, you can't observe the human body and you have a detailed understanding of the human body without actually cutting through the human body. And it brings us to the aspect of evolution, where technology has evolved. In time past, when somebody was sick and they suspect something, they will do what we call exploratory surgery. And exploratory surgery is just that aspect of doctors wanting to open into your body to observe and see what could be wrong. And after observing, before they start planning how to handle it, that was so dangerous. But technology has evolved such that medical imaging or radiology has entered the medical field. We are able to see the human structure without actually dissecting it. We are able to see internal organs without actually cutting through. And there are several methods to which the human body or the human structure can be observed. When we look at inspection, inspection is one of the aspects where you actually just observe signs of the body, the change in color of the skin, and maybe posture of the person. And when you go further, we have palpation. Now in palpation, you're actually using your hand to feel, to touch, and feel changes in tissue. And we also have auscultation, where you listen. You're actually listening to sounds, heart sounds, lung sounds. And we also have percussion. Now in percussion, we are listening to changes in sound, where you are using your fingers to tap, and when you feel the changes in sound, you understand the difference. Now, pockets of fluids are sounding different, air sounds different, and scar tissue. All of this sounds different. But it's good to understand anatomy is very important to you as a medical student, to you as a surgeon. Becoming a competent surgeon is understanding anatomy. Becoming a good medical student or a good medical practitioner is also having an in-depth knowledge of what anatomy is all about. Come to think of it, look at the plane that flies every day in the sky. Look at the structure of the plane. It is due to the structure of the plane that gives its function. So understanding the structure of every organ takes you to understanding its function. And that is why I am here. Let us understand the reason behind the structure. Every structure has its reason, and that is why it functions the way it functions. So let's just also look at variants. This is just an introductory video, and I just want to give us a brief overview where we understand a little, and in my subsequent videos I will now take you detailing in every aspect. Now let's just look at the other aspect of anatomy itself, because as a normal human being, we all know that the liver is to the right, the gallbladder, the appendix is to the right, the spleen is to the left. But the normal arrangement of the human body is called situs Now, situs solitus is actually the normal arrangement. But in some aspects, 1 in every 8,000 people, we have a striking developmental abnormality. And this comes about reversal. So we now call it in this situation situs inversus. Now in situs inversus, it is just a left-right inversion. For instance, let us look at the heart. In a situation where we have a left-right inversion of the heart, we call it dextrocardia. Dextrocardia, meaning the heart is more to the right than to the left. And we also have situs perversus. Now in situs perversus, it's a situation where a single organ is typically found in a different position. Meaning, for instance, let's just look at the kidney. Now, we all know that the kidneys are supposed to be found in the abdominal cavity. But in some situations where a single kidney is found lying low down in the pelvic cavity, that is situs perversus. It's not supposed to be there. In some situations, we call it an ectopic kidney. It is found in a position where it's not supposed to be. And in my years of work, I have noticed situs inversus and situs perversus. I worked with a man where I noticed that all his abdominal organs were being reversed. All the organs that are to the left were found to the right. And today I actually regret because I did not take the man's information or details so that I could follow him up for such situations. Like we could have studied him now. It's very important for us to understand these variants. Yeah, there are variants in anatomy. Yes, I might be like this and you think that is how everybody should be. Internally, be it in the thoracic and in the abdominal viscera, we need to understand that there are changes. So please keep following me for my subsequent videos so that we can understand this anatomy better. Because understanding anatomy gives you a better insight of physiology, and when you understand the physiology, it takes you straight to pathophysiology. You understand the pathophysiology better and why it is occurring the way it is occurring. Thank you very much. Keep following for more videos so that we can all learn anatomy.